And welcome to the Raw Review on Sean's View Entertainment, where it is always prolific, consistent, and dedicated. Did you think I came alone? Do you think Sean's View Entertainment is going to be solo? No. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour. He's too sweet to be... There he is, the man himself, Russ. Back again. And I think that's what the subscribers and viewers want him to be known as. It's Russ, yep. Russ. There's a lot of names, variables that goes into it.
Hey, you can call me Rusty Bones. You can call me Rusty. I don't care.
You know what? On Sean's View, we go with the flow. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this Raw. I mean, jam-packed.
We're gonna talk about this Raw a lot.
Action-packed, extreme.
You guys got a little ride to go for with us.
Last night, you got a little prelude, a little preview of what we're going to bring to the table. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, WWE followed this through in a big way. Kicks off with The Undertaker. And I'll tell you what, I was like, The Undertaker's kicking off Raw. I thought he was going to be at the end of Raw. So here comes
me too, yeah.
Here comes The Undertaker. And I'm like, wow, what a way to kick off Raw, right? And The Undertaker comes down and he vows that Brock Lesnar will indeed rest in peace at SummerSlam. And The Undertaker went on to say that, he didn't really, streaks are meant to be broken, he said. But what he didn't like was that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, week after week, month after month, would come out and keep saying how we broke the streak. The streak is dead. And The Undertaker didn't like that fact, so The Undertaker's coming back. He wants retaliation and he wants retribution. But ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, this would not be the last of The Undertaker, because later on we're going to talk about what The Undertaker and Lesnar did. So the first match of the night, Divas action. And this is pretty historic, because I think we've seen not one, but we've seen two Divas matches. Yeah. When's the last time you can recall we saw two Divas matches on Raw?
I don't even know.
You'd have to go back a long time ago to see.
Maybe it would be like,
maybe Attitude Era.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's actually leaving me speechless.
I don't even think that. I don't even remember that in an Attitude Era, actually. That's kind of funny.
That's how far back we're going. So you had Brie Bella versus Charlotte. And this was actually a pretty decent match, in my opinion. Submission maneuver again. Charlotte wins with her figure 8. Once again, a variation of the figure 4 for those of the subscribers that don't know. I'd say the match was good.
That's a wild move, man.
Good 3 out of 5 stars there. Charlotte gets the victory. She picks up momentum for her side of the Divas. And I'm very happy that the Divas are getting their time, because they deserve it. Because you got Divas, you got wrestlers. They're all bringing it together now. And the WWE is really doing some impactful things at this time. So then we had a match that's kind of throwaway match. Los Matadores defeated the Primetime Place thanks to the New Day coming down. That was just like a filler kind of thing there. I kind of went to the bathroom during that match. But up next, the Big Show would defeat The Miz. But here's the thing about this match.
Talk shit to him too right after.
Yeah, he did. Did you see that elbow drop off the second rope?
Yeah, that was crazy.
The elbow drop off the second rope. I mean, you got a 500-pound Big Show coming on top of you.
Well, if you think about it, if you go back and watch, I was actually listening to just cut into what I was just saying. I was listening to a podcast with Big Show and Chris Jericho, and Big Show was talking about how he used to do all these crazy moves in the ring, off the top rope.
Yeah, when he was the Giant in WCW.
When he was the Giant, yeah. And,
very athletic.
And, I believe, not to be mistaken, but I don't want to say it if Hogan really didn't say it, but I believe he said that Hogan was the one to tell him that you can't be doing this.
Yeah, too big.
You can't be, because you're like
doesn't look believable. Maybe
like how Andre the Giant was. Andre the Giant was coming around the territories, and you'd see Andre the Giant every once in a while. You wouldn't see him all the time way back when. I think they just wanted to keep it like that.
Exactly, and it's because it's almost as if the Big Show. I mean, I think
it's nice to see him be able to do something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, you're hearing a lot of complaints about the Big Show. He's washed up, he's old. He's trying to change the game. He's older now, but he's trying to change it up.
Or something I don't remember exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, well, because the Miz said, you're so Attitude Era, and now he's like, well, here's the Attitude and the Big Show coming out from the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So just when you think the Big Show's all done and he's not relevant, he pulls out something like this, and it's like, holy crap. So the Big Show obviously gets the win after that elbow off the second rope, which I was amazed. I mean, we all remember when Brock Lesnar and the Big Show broke the ring with a superplex off the top rope and the whole ring imploded.
And you know what's crazy about this?
What's that?
I'm going to go right back to the Chris Jericho.
Hey, we got the time. You can go right back to it.
The Big Show finally admitted on Chris Jericho's show that was planned out.
Was it planned?
Yeah.
Because for about 13 years now, 13 years, we all thought that was legit.
Exactly. And, that was when Brock was like 20, what?
24?
23?
20, yeah, he was very young.
He was young.
This was in his rookie year coming in.
That was when he was first right out of the college wrestling thing.
Yep, the NCAA, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and just making a name for himself, and so anyways, I guess they had it all set up and they had something underneath the ring to make it actually
do what it did.
Like, do that. And the Big Show was saying that on the show. He said like something about how it was almost like planned out perfect, like the way it went. The referee even fell so perfect. Like, and maybe it was Chris Jericho that was saying it. Don't quote me, guys. I seen this maybe a few weeks ago when it came out.
Yep.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I mean the way that played, and I said I'm watching that back live was I mean you see the Big Show and Brock Lesnar on the top rope. You know something
You'd really
bad.
think that would happen.
You would, would because I mean how can the ring hold all that impact as it goes down into the mat? And there was the match ended in no contest, kind of like what Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins ended in no contest because the Undertaker would come down, which brings us right into the next segment. Isn't that something? How special was this? Paul Heyman's promo, and I think you have something to say about this Paul Heyman promo.
All right. Well, first off, I'm gonna go and just say I love Paul Heyman.
He's a Heyman guy. I'm a Heyman guy as well.
I love that crazy Jewish
EC Dub.
Little bastard.
EC Dub.
He's just a little bastard. Same thing, with that's why the match with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar was so incredible because
intense.
Paul Heyman is just like the build up for it. It was just so good because they're both just like little bastards.
Exactly, slimy, sneaky.
That's the only way to put it. But anyways, the promo that Paul Heyman cut was incredible. It was awesome.
Top of the notch.
I loved it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about Paul Heyman. Every time that man comes out, doesn't matter if he's a good guy or a bad guy or a tween or in between. That guy goes out there and he has you hooked at the first sentence.
Exactly.
The first sentence.
Everything that Paul Heyman says is perfect and on point. He never messes up anything.
Nope, he doesn't.
He's just so good. He's just so too good.
You can tell he was born for this. I mean, this is his calling. I mean, to think that start off as a manager, then he worked his way up to obviously ECW, and then he was a commentator. Now he's a manager again. It's like the forthcoming
Dangerous Alliance.
Dangerous Alliance, exactly.
Like when we were kids.
Paul Heyman is just bar none, without a doubt, unquestionably one of the greatest managers of all time, hands down. I mean, of course, like I said, I mean he's included with the greats like Bobby Heenan and Mr. Fuji. He's included with the great of the greats.
Oh, of course.
Classy Freddie Blassie. I mean, he goes way back.
He couldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He stands out to be what a manager should be.
And remember back in the day, I mean, we can kick it old school here on representing the streets. Here on Sean's View, we can go back to old school and when we do these Raw reviews, because here's the thing about it is, back in the day, remember when almost every match there was a manager? You don't see that these days. You don't see that these days.
And Demolition, remember how Fuji would hit him and stuff like that with the cane.
Yep, exactly. Behind the official's back. And what happened? Was that a fly?
No, not even just that. I'm saying when Demolition were with Fuji.
Yep, Fuji.
And he would smack him smack him back into you know what I mean, coming back into the match or something. They're getting beat up. Fuji smacks them.
and that was the great part about the managers. I mean, they could be underhanded,
so
they could trick you, they could do anything right behind the official's back, right in front. Hell, no disqualification at that point, because it's like, what are you going to do? The manager or the referee could, you're out of here, you're ejected. But For this instance, Paul Heyman is not a guy that you can eject, or he's going to interject, if anything. And tonight, Paul Heyman injected a lethal promo that at SummerSlam, it is now confirmed, The Undertaker will face Brock Lesnar, and this is going to be Summer's hottest hit, you have to believe.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, this is going to be insane.
It's going to be Brock Taker 2 from WrestleMania 30.
Like we said
It's
last
chilling,
night,
absolutely chilling and thrilling.
If anybody remembers what we were talking about, like to do with the SummerSlam main event, I think that might be the main event. And
I think it should be the main event.
It's clear that the Cena and Rollins thing probably is going to be a championship match.
Yep,
that's how I feel.
Champion versus champion.
Maybe that was the next thing you were going to move on to.
And we'll get into that later, exactly.
But, I think that this has got to be a main event match if they face each other. But what I was saying, if people remember that were watching last night, or, this morning or whatever.
Yep. They've been watching this video, exactly. They've been watching that review all day long. Thank you very much, by the way.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was my first time on here, my second time on here tonight.
Yep.
But anyways, that match, it's just gonna be it's gonna be crazy. It's Brock Lesnar and the Undertaker 2, number 2. It's gonna be off the charts. It's gonna be
historic.
Yeah, it really will be. And to have it at a pay-per-view like SummerSlam instead of having it at a WrestleMania.
Yep.
Or
this is a WrestleMania match at SummerSlam.
It is.
That's what it is.
So
that's
crazy.
What it is.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. I just can't even believe that the WWE is providing like they used to provide.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
They really are providing.
I think now they are going above and beyond. Like I said, there was a few times during this year that WWE was kind of going off the radar. They were going off the track. The creative wasn't that creative. Now things are finally starting to come into fruition. Things are coming into motion, and things are starting to build up now, and I'm all for this. So Paul Heyman comes down and cuts this extraordinary promo like he was just talking about. And then, now all night long, Triple H has been saying he doesn't want Heyman or Lesnar there. There's no need for it. I can't have my main event spoiled. There's a lot of money. There's a lot riding on this. I don't want it to go away. Well, what happens? Well, you know what happens. Here comes The Undertaker. The gong, the lights go off. It's getting cold. It's getting dark. It's getting chilling. It's getting all those things.
And Paul Heyman's in the corner, just like
he's like, no, I'm just a manager.
Just relax.
Yeah, relax. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar comes down. He comes down to the ring, and then the brawl.
Oh my God!
We have seen many wars and brawls on Raw before, but this was a war that not only in the ring, outside the ring, backstage, officials, wrestlers, superstars.
Every wrestler from the dressing room
could not hold.
They got called out. They couldn't hold them back.
Couldn't do nothing.
And I wanted to mention something. I was talking to you earlier about this. It's funny because, now we're here on the on your show.
Yeah.
Think about this out there. If you were a cop, imagine arresting Brock Lesnar. Just imagine
the Beast. And when they put that little thing, the little tie on him, like Brock Lesnar could have just
he pretty much said, I know where to go. You don't have to.
Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch me, he said. That was... But, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that right there, that was... I mean, and there was actually some people criticizing, the Undertaker's too old, he can't cut it. Listen, you gotta understand that the Undertaker's in a lot better shape than he was at WrestleMania 30. The Undertaker's been working out, he's been hitting the weights.
31, too.
He's looking a lot better than he did the last 2 WrestleManias. He really has.
Oh, definitely.
And you can tell that the Undertaker's ready to put on a show because this is going to be a performance of a lifetime. The Undertaker does not want to stink the joint out, I can assure you of that.
Yeah. I mean...
It's going to be very special.
It might be as special as The Undertaker versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, remember that. SummerSlam 94.
SummerSlam,
It's a SummerSlam. Exactly. The Undertaker is synonymous with SummerSlam.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah, he is. Because, we were actually talking about the same thing last night.
Yep.
How The Undertaker took a break from wrestling when we went to the show in Providence.
Yep.
He
wasn't even at WrestleMania that year. WrestleMania 10, he wasn't even there.
He wasn't at WrestleMania 10. And
imagine that.
I didn't really like that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
At the time, but I get it.
Yep.
He probably took some time off.
He probably had an injury or something, undisclosed injury. Who knows what he had?
Yeah, it was probably something like that, you know. But then he comes back and it was just magic,
inspiring.
Because you seen the Undertaker come out with the gray on, the gray gloves, and like the gray leg things. You know what I mean? You really thought that was the Undertaker because you'd seen him on Raw before.
Yeah, and remember,
anybody remembers that.
And remember, it was the $1 Million Man that reintroduced the Undertaker again.
Because he brought him in with
was Brother Love.
Brother Love, or Blubber Love, as Roddy Piper would call him.
Blubber Love. That's
yeah, you know, The Undertaker is synonymous with SummerSlams, I think, and, you know, it's just going to be ridiculous. It's going to be off the charts, like, insane.
And you know what? I mean, at this point, yeah, we were talking about it last night. It would be all that much better if the WWE World Heavyweight title was on the line. But, you know, at this point, Lesnar and the Undertaker, they don't even need the title at this point. They don't even need the chair.
Yeah, I don't even care anymore.
At this point, to know that match is confirmed, we don't even need the title on the line now. We don't. You don't need a tagline with it. Well, actually, this is 15 months in the making. That's all we have to go by.
That's all we have.
That's all we have to go by.
15 months. We all know that 15. He needs his revenge on Lesnar.
It's about revenge, retaliation, and retribution. That's what it's all about for The Undertaker. Yeah. Because, I mean, you know what? Like The Undertaker said, it was one thing to end the streak, but to go on and on about how you spitting in my face pretty much, mocking me. You don't do that to The Undertaker.
Like you said earlier, whip back to what you said, Just whip it right back and say, hey, the managers are not the same anymore.
Yep.
And it's like a Bobby Heenan. Like when he provoked Hogan with Andre the Giant for WrestleMania. That was crazy. It's crazy that Heyman is just like Heenan.
Heyman and Heenan. Oh my God! Imagine the Heyman collection. Imagine if they were together. That would be a dream.
Brilliant minds. It's
great.
It's too bad what's happened to Bobby Heenan.
I know, it is sad. It is very sad.
To even see him speak.
I know.
Hear his voice.
One of the all-time greats.
After he had like the perfect voice.
Yeah, the Weasel. They called him the Weasel.
Yeah, and then he used to fly around the ring.
Yeah, he used to get the crap beat out of him.
He was an actual wrestler.
He was.
So
that was a perfect transition for him, getting bounced around the ring like that.
Yeah, that was really awesome. Like, I loved when, the Ultimate Warrior would always pick him up and throw him down, and...
We're getting a little high right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. We're back in motion. Okay. You'll get tripping a little bit. All right. Some marijuana.
Now we're back.
No, that was extraordinary. And then, like I said, the brawl that ensued between Lesnar and The Undertaker is perhaps the best brawl we have seen in Raw in the last 10 years. Easily. Easily. Then the hits just keep coming for this Raw. Yeah. John Cena confronts Seth Rollins. You think there's something brewing. Now, they haven't confirmed it. They didn't say anything, but you think there's something brewing there. You think there's something that's happening.
What I said earlier, I think that's going to be the actual fight for the strap,
Yep, and and the thing about this is John Cena has his upped his game as it concerns in-ring wrestling, because John Cena has went out there. He there's a lot of criticism. He can't wrestle. He knows 5 moves. Well, being United States champion, he's put more shine and legitimacy to that belt. And now if you put the U.S. champion versus the WWE World Heavyweight Champion,
never been done before.
Never. I don't think it's ever, especially not in the main event of a SummerSlam or a marquee match. It's never been done. So people like to complain about how there's repetition in the WWE, and we always see the same thing. Well, this is something different. We have never seen the United States champion go against the WWE World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam. We've never seen it. So. No. That's history.
We've never seen it. Just like we said earlier, the Intercontinental Champion against the WWF Heavyweight Champion back then.
Yep.
The first time it was done was Hogan and Warrior.
Yep. The mega powers exploded. It was immortality speaking right before your very eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Warrior, Hogan, and I definitely go recommend anyone to go check out that match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we were just saying
highly
that match
underrated,
is incredible. Yeah,
you have to go back and it was actually really damn good.
Watch that one. It's no. It's no technical match. It's no Bret Hart versus Owen Hart.
Yeah,
match.
no, not a Ric Flair Sting, but it was still.
It's showmanship in that match. You know, like
it was memorable.
Pretty much, you know.
Yep. And so the segment between Rollins and Cena, you know, we're gonna assume that's building something towards SummerSlam, and like I said, I'm all for that because, like I said, champion versus champion. There you go. And then we had another Divas tag team match. And like I said, this was the second Divas match tonight. And like I said, like we you know talked about earlier, we haven't seen this. We haven't seen this in years.
Yeah, I don't even think I've ever seen it in my life.
It's exactly. I mean, a lot of people might not. They might say this. Agree with your sentiments.
Yeah.
And then in from there, and then as we going on, we had the explosive. Well, actually, we had a little backstage skit with Lana and Summer Rae going at it. Rusev trying to throw this whole thing with Lana, because remember, Lana and Rusev used to be together in storyline. In real life, they're actually real life boyfriend girlfriend, if not, close to being married.
Cat fight.
The cat fight. We saw the cat fight in the main event. So Lana and Summer Rae, that wasn't the last we would see of those either. Because later on in the night, and what about? I'm trying to think now. Early in the night, Triple H was trying to gather the troops together, and you know your job relies on protecting our main event, and they kind of came through with, you know, because if the Undertaker and Lesnar had went at it, it would have been a whole big. Who knows if there would have been even a main event, because they would have tore each other apart tonight.
When Lesnar got out of the ring and he ran around the side.
Yeah, he ran around the ring.
Oh my God,
exactly.
That was so good.
That's why that guy's.
They did such a good job.
You can call him a monster. I'll call him a manster. The guy's absolutely, you know.
That's actually a good thing to call him.
Here comes the pain. And then it was a pretty damn good main event that imploded. You know, there was a lot of implosions tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kevin Owens, Sheamus.
Explosions and
exactly. Shocking moments. So you had Owens, Sheamus, Rusev versus the team of Cena, Randy Orton, and Cesaro. Now, this match was decent, but the only reason why it was only decent is because what would happen? Sheamus and Owens would leave the match. They'd leave Rusev high and dry, and they'd say, you can fend for yourself.
Yeah, Owens left first.
Left first, yep.
You know? I just couldn't believe it. It was like, it's like back when we were watching the Survivor Series when we were kids. When Shawn Michaels kicked Diesel right in the face.
Inadvertently, and the whole team after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything went
downhill.
downhill.
The whole team just exploded.
It went downhill.
Imploded. The ring exploded with the Big Show
and Brock Lesnar.
But the match imploded with
It's funny how everything goes back to a moment or a time. You know, that's the thing about wrestling.
Because
there's certain cycles.
You think about
the history.
Yeah, well, you think about things when you watch the actual matches now, because they have to go off of something.
Exactly.
And there's only so much you can do. I know that. You know, we understand that.
Yep.
You know.
Just like, why do you think there's so many remakes of movies? Because how much more can you come up with? How many more different things can you come up with?
Like that new movie with NWA.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know?
That's just another example. So the main event was all right, you know, and it was a good way to close the show because, I mean, really, I mean, if I were booking things, I actually would have had the Undertaker Lesnar be at the end, but that's just a small little negative thing. That it's not even negative. It's just if I were, you know, findangling things around,
that's
I would.
That's what I predicted. Actually,
I would have. Yeah, I would have put that in the main event, but I had no problem with this being the main event. It was all right. I'm not going to come on here like there's some fans and just pick apart every little single detail. You know?
Yeah, all we're doing is reviewing.
Yeah, exactly.
Happened, you know,
and
just,
we're just
having a chit chat about
it. Giving our initial thoughts and feedback and commentaries. That's what we do here on Show and View Entertainment. Yep. And we provide it with Russ's kind of view of what he thinks is going on as well. So, you know, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Cesaro easily get the victory as it was 3-on-1. And what an awesome ending. An AA to Rusev, and then tell him what Cesaro did into the RKO.
Oh my God, this was awesome. That slingshot right into the RKO, that was incredible.
Brilliant.
That was a really good idea. Because, you know, the RKO is always caught, like,
out of nowhere.
Like, it always comes out of nowhere.
Something we've never seen before either with the slingshot into the RKO.
Because you've never seen a tag match where he was able to do something like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that was a new dynamic there from Randy Orton.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked that a lot.
You know that kind of maneuver, if it were to happen down the line, it would be a kind of an odd team. But Cesaro and Randy Orton could become the tag team champions with a move like that. I mean, they really could. So, I mean, you never know what the future holds, but just putting it out there. But
oh, wait, we left out something.
I must have forgot to write down something. Must have forgot. It must have been an off moment.
What about Bray Wyatt tonight?
Wow. You know what? How the hell did... Wow, that was a big fail on my end. How did I not write that down?
Good thing I'm here, man.
Good thing that my notes guy. What the hell's going? I did write it down, but I went right over. I was so excited about the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar that I went right over Roman Reigns' plot. And this was actually another great part of Raw.
Completely forget about it. The promo that he cut was awesome. Like with all the lights out.
Yep. Drew you in. It was one of those things that Bray Wyatt brings you in, and it's like Roman Reigns is. He had Ambrose.
He's got a good mind. He's got like the perfect crazy guy thing. You know what I mean? He's the next crazy guy in wrestling. Like, and I love it.
Exactly.
And he's been like that since he started. I think he's just getting better and better and better. He's
progressing. Exactly at a fast rate too.
Yeah.
And there's been a few times when a lot of subscribers will come on here and they'll say Bray Wyatt should be given extra time and they should do a lot more with him. Well, they're finally doing something with the guy.
Yeah,
they are branching him out.
Thank God, because that's what he needs.
Exactly.
He can't. He's not a guy that can just cut like a minute and a half promo.
Yep.
He needs the time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He needs that because
you can't rush him.
Yeah,
you can't.
The way he explains things, the way he speaks.
And there's no creative team that can write his stuff.
That's all from his mind.
Exactly,
right?
This is all from his mind.
Yeah,
he ain't reading from a cue card. He ain't trying to remember his lines. This is Bray Wyatt being Bray Wyatt, and that's why he is the future of the WWE. Because the guy's only in his 20s, for God's sakes. He's in late 20s. I'm pretty.
He's a year older than us, I think.
Yep. So his future's bright in the WWE, and I know it was kind of a rough stop for him. Yeah, it was. But now you can see, like I said, the progression of him. And I can't believe I forgot about this. But Roman Reigns, I'll tell you, went against Luke Harper tonight. And Ambrose was in the corner of Roman Reigns.
Oh, that was awesome.
And Bray Wyatt was in the corner of Luke Harper. And this thing, another explosion happened. Yeah. I mean, these teams are just going at it. And you got to wonder...
That's going to be a good tag team match.
I can see that for SummerSlam. Oops, I can see that happening. That'll be in botches and bluches. I can see that happening for SummerSlam, a tag team match with perhaps Wyatt and Harper versus Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. But there's also rumors that Sting is going to be inserted into this. So I don't know if there's going to be some kind of 6-man tag team match. That would be different with Sting, Roman Reigns, and Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, and they would need a third person.
They would mesh really good together.
I think they would go together. I think it would.
Like
they're dark and sinister.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the darkness of Sting. The black and white,
mysterious. Exactly. Yep. Look at he came dressed for the occasion. Look at this.
I know, right?
Dressed for the occasion. So yeah, that was another great part of Monday Night Raw. Good thing you were here, because like I said, I had it in my notes, but I went right over it because I was so excited for SummerSlam that I went right over the damn segment.
Yeah,
but
that was important.
That
could be a good tag match at SummerSlam.
It could be. And, if they wanted to, I mean, they could have like a triple threat tag team match, throw the primetime players in there or something for the tag team titles, because you know what? The tag team titles need that legitimacy kind of brought back to which they are. They're doing.
That would be a good idea.
They're doing to a certain extent, but still got a long way to go. And obviously, we didn't see the Intercontinental Champion Ryback tonight because he's still on injury, which that's sad because I was looking forward to that triple threat match last night with The Miz and The Big Show. But as we all know, The Big Show just destroyed The Miz tonight. But, all in all...
Do you think that he's going to have to give up that IC title?
Well, right now, the rumors state that he will be back, I think, within the next 2 weeks, so I don't think it'll be over that 30-day limit where he has to, relinquish the belt like Michaels did when we cried back in the day.
Well, no, remember that? We thought Michaels did that because of steroids.
Yeah, I know, but at the time, as kids, we were thinking, oh my God, his career's over, his career's done. Yeah. We were crying, we were like, oh my God, Michaels is done.
Oh, when he gave it the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, the heavyweight, relinquishing the heavyweight belt.
I was thinking you were talking about the IC.
Yeah, well, Michaels did do a lot of relinquishing in his career due to multiple problems, not only injuries, but drug problems and whatever else he had going on. Remember when he lost his smile? That was another incident. But,
I really don't, just, for the record, I really I never thought that Michaels would be like a good guy, as a person, as one of us. But nowadays it seems like he really did come back, and he really did, he says he found God and everything. All right, I really don't.
Born again.
I'm not into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if,
it offends you guys
anybody. I'm not trying to offend anybody or anything, but...
Certain people have certain beliefs.
Exactly.
Everyone's entitled to their own belief and opinion,
I think that whatever he did turned him into a better guy, like a better person.
Exactly.
And you could tell, like, when he does interviews and
he's
like
a lot more professional, and it took him some time to come around, but he did come around, and all the more credit to Shawn Michaels for coming out and being a man and of value and respect, and really showing that you can turn around even in your worst times.
Yeah.
So Shawn Michaels definitely set the bar, and
it's funny that we're doing a Raw review.
Yeah.
We're also talking about the older stuff too.
Exactly,
yeah.
and that's the thing. Here on Sean's Entertainment,
cool.
We can revert back to new school and old school, and we can
whip it right back and forth.
Exactly, and that's what makes Sean's Entertainment dynamic, because we can do that kind of thing. We can set the bar at an all-time high.
Now that I'm here,
exactly. Now that we got Russ here, we can provide a whole world of knowledge to the WWE fans with a whole different perspective on things. So all in all, I give this Raw.
Ideas.
And and here's the thing about 3-hour Raws. Sometimes I wish it could go back to 2 hours, but when you see a 3-hour Raw go by like that, it was good because you don't want it to end.
Yeah.
This was
oh my God.
This was one of those Raws where you're like, it's over already. Like the 3 hours went like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes Raw drags. It's like, oh man, when's it going to be over? But this was like one of those ones.
Yeah, I know exactly. What
come on, let's keep going.
Yeah. I was honestly like when I seen the Brock thing with the Undertaker, that was like 9:15.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like,
where did that first hour go?
Wait, we still got more than an hour left. An hour and 45 minutes left.
Exactly, and that's what commercials added in there.
And yeah. I was like, what the hell is going to be the finish? I thought maybe, is it going to be boring for the rest of the show?
Exactly.
But it was not at all, because right after that, you got the Bray Wyatt thing, the interview.
Yep.
Then you had the match, with Roman Reigns. And then
John Cena, Seth Rollins.
It
just kept going on and on. The hits kept coming.
It was like bang, bang, bang.
Exactly. It was like quick.
It's like if you ever go to see a live band and they just bang out the hits all once. Bang.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
The hits keep coming, and that's what happened tonight on Raw. The WWE followed through huge, because there's a lot of times that the WWE drops the ball after a pay-per-view. The next night on Raw is kind of dismal. Tonight was nothing like that. It was. Like I said, guys, if you didn't watch Raw or you missed certain segments, you have to go back and watch.
Yeah, go to WWE.
If not for
watch it,
exactly, if for not anything else, watch it for the Undertaker Brock Lesnar brawl, because that is something you have to see it to believe it. Like I said, we've seen a lot of brawls in Raw history, but never to this magnitude. I mean, you could actually cut you could cut the tension with a knife. You take that knife, go right through that butter, and it's like it. You are witnessing history, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, it's a rarity when the Undertaker shows up, and when the Undertaker shows up, you gotta recognize, you gotta pay attention.
And it's not like the Undertaker just showed up. The Undertaker is back
with a vengeance.
He's back. He's
resurrected.
He's a wrestler again. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean?
Back to old time.
And he looks awesome.
He does. He looks good. And I think
he's really good.
I think he's gonna give you a Raw Well, he'll be on Raw for the next couple of weeks, but he'll give you a SummerSlam that is memorable. Because I know the Undertaker deep down. I think it kills the Undertaker deep down that WrestleMania match was horrible, because he got a concussion like 5 minutes into it. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, he wasn't the same. He just wasn't the same.
I think he needed that time to heal, Sean.
He did.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that the performance he put on with Bray Wyatt at 31. It
was a bit better than the WrestleMania with Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get the concussion, but it was still had its.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was better, but because the way Brock Lesnar could pick him up and toss him
just
around,
like a rag doll.
But I would say that 31. You just seen and I said this last night too. When we went on the show.
Yeah.
I felt like the Undertaker just didn't have it at that show. I know a lot of people.
You're getting a sense that this might be it.
Yeah. And it's too bad. But then again, look at it now. You know what I mean?
It's like a complete.
You got to look at the other side of the spectrum there.
Exactly.
And you got to realize now that he's back, and he is like I said, well into his 50s. Like I said that last night. He's into his 50s now, and look at what he just did at Raw.
I know.
Look at what he picked up Brock Lesnar last night. Tombstoned him 3 times?
Yeah, choke slam, everything.
Yeah, everything. And, I'm a big guy. it would take me a lot of strength to pick up Shawn and put him into a tombstone. The Undertaker,
did it with ease. He did it with ease.
And Brock Lesnar's a monster.
He made it look easy.
Complete monster.
Picked him up like a child.
And then tonight, to
dropped
be
him
able
like a sack of potatoes.
To be able to go with, because you know that when Brock Lesnar has those fights, like I said, like last night, they're like big game fights.
Exactly.
And when he went after the Undertaker, you know, that was like almost like he really hit him a couple times hard.
Yeah.
For an older guy like that, that's like my father's like that age, you know? I couldn't just go smacking around my father like that and be fine, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta give it up to the Undertaker because he's
still putting out.
He's performing well now.
Yeah, because name me another 50-year-old that would do what the Undertaker's doing. You don't find that. You don't see that. You talk about these football players making these comebacks, but you just don't. And this is WWE. It's a whole different world, and you just don't see that kind of competitive spirit from the Undertaker.
Well, to put it into like
perspective.
Yeah, to put it into perspective, you took the words right out of my mouth. Wrestlers have a really hard job if you really think about it.
Yeah.
They're on the road constantly.
Always traveling.
Bang, bang, and you know
a new town, a new city every night.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff we don't see. You know, on TV or anything because they're doing a lot of house shows too.
Every day they're doing house shows. Every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, so you know you got to give it up to the guys like the Undertaker like that are in that age category.
Yep.
That you know, if Brock Lesnar is gonna come out on, you know, I mean he doesn't make that many appearances on
part timer,
on that stuff unless it's TV, you know. But like I'm just saying, if he did, you know, and the Undertaker would have to come out, you gotta give it up to him, man. The Undertaker's an excellent wrestler. I've loved him since the day he came out.
And let's be honest, I mean, The Undertaker, he doesn't have anything left to prove. He could go into the Hall of Fame tomorrow and be done, but no, he loves the business.
I know that. Yeah, I always say, I'm waiting for The Undertaker to get inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
I'm waiting, and it never happens.
Because
he'll come right back on to WrestleMania. And right in front of your face, he'll wrestle.
Because, I mean...
no matter if he's weak or strong.
Or beat up. Or surgery. Beat up, he goes out there.
Concussions. You name it,
casket.
He does it.
Exactly.
He does it. He'll do anything.
And that's been the overall assumption from people as well. You know, he performs at WrestleMania, so it only makes sense that the night before he goes into the Hall of Fame. But for the last 3 years, we haven't seen that happen.
Yeah.
But you got to think the Hall of Fame is coming up, and definitely then think there's a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that.
I hope so.
Definitely. I mean, Paul Bearer is in there already. You know, Kane and the Undertaker will both be in. And here, you know, speaking about Kane, here's what we thought tonight when Rollins came out. We thought Kane was going to respond to Rollins. We didn't think it was going to be John Cena. We said, wouldn't it be cool for the... No, I'm not talking about Kane now. I'm talking about Kane with the mask and the gloves and everything. I'm talking about the big red machine Kane coming out. That's what we're talking about.
And you know what? Monster.
That would be nice to see Kane come back with a mask on again because, you know, that would rejuvenate his career again.
Yeah, because he would have...
destroyed.
You know, but they would probably had something with him in like a leg cast or something.
Yeah, right? They would had him come down, sell it.
They gotta
with the crutches.
It. Yeah, they gotta. Well, it like we said, it would have been nice to see that, but like realistically, that couldn't have happened because
too soon.
Yeah, it's just too soon.
It's not believable for him to come back that quick.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Suspend your reality.
Exactly. I mean, just that would have been in comparison to say. When The Undertaker got beat up by 10 guys at Royal Rumble 94, when The Undertaker lost to Yokozuna, and then The Undertaker comes back the next week. No, we had to wait months until SummerSlam for him to come back. Yep. So it wouldn't be believable.
January to August.
Exactly. So that's you got a lot of months there. It's a long time. So, hey, and to give this Raw a rating out of 10 stars, I got to give it a solid 9. I think I got to go 9 out of 10 because there was
I think I'm gonna go. And say this is a 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
He won up there. See, I got a 9. He's got a 9.5 out of 10. I think, like I said, I don't usually give Raw that. I really don't. And my subscribers and viewers know that I never ever go that high. And when I go that high,
I noticed that too.
You know that you got to watch it. And like I said, because it was like bang, 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 bang. They just went down the thing. This Cactus Jack. But it's one of those things where they just kept it going. They rolled the ball, and it made sense. It added up, and it was intriguing.
Who, by the way, if we can say for a second, who the hell is in charge of what's going on completely right now? Because that Raw is insane. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, why couldn't they do this 2, 3, 4 weeks ago?
I know. Like, I mean, I've been watching Raw and going through it, dragging through it, and then seeing like Seth Rollins out there, and then he talks his shit, and the Undertaker. Brock Lesnar, will come and throw doors off Cadillacs and
throw
beat him with an axe or something. You know what I mean?
Throw it at the crowd.
Anyways, you know what I mean? It's like you're waiting for it. You're waiting for it, and you have to wait till the end.
Yep, just to see.
To get like the good part, the good segment.
Get the satisfaction out of it.
Yeah, exactly. But this Raw was so different, and like you said, it started off with the Undertaker. Bam!
Yep.
It started off with a burst.
Yep.
Next few matches, it was just insane. Like,
it was good.
It was really, really
and believe
good.
me, we're not sugarcoat. We'll come on here and tell you if we didn't like something. We'll come on here and tell you.
Exactly.
We're not just saying this because we're WWE supporters. We will tell you if there was something that wasn't good or sucked or wasn't right. Listen, like I said, this Raw, we'll tell you if it sucked, and this Raw did not suck. It was anything but suck. If you look at the word suck in the dictionary, WWE's name will not be by the side of it. So
Raw's name will not be by the side.
Not tonight. Not tonight. It won't. So
maybe SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe SmackDown. I mean, who
might
knows?
Be on the line.
I mean, the good thing I like about SmackDown
they do
is
have some good,
next
cool
year.
Stuff on SmackDown.
Next year, sometimes SmackDown does produce.
Yeah.
But next year, SmackDown will be better, and we'll start doing SmackDown reviews next year because they're going to be on the USA Network next year. So they're going to follow Raw on a Tuesday. So
I heard about
boom.
that.
So because SmackDown's on Sci-Fi right now, which really doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So now that SmackDown and Raw for the first time ever will be on the USA Network together, it's going to be awesome because the storylines will follow. Because right now, SmackDown doesn't really follow the storylines from Raw. So, and that's why I kind of liked back in 02, 03, and that was when, as we stated last night, he did take a break. But some of the subscribers may remember that they did the brand split, and they had SmackDown and Raw.
That's where I stopped.
That's when he stopped watching.
That's when I was like, I'm not into this anymore.
Yeah, he wasn't into that, and you know what? And for good reason. I mean,
I watched the WrestleMania still. Like in the serious pay-per-views.
Yep.
But
And I'll be honest. I mean, there's been a lot of tough moments where I would question. I said, "Wow, why am I still watching this?
Why am I a fan?"
Yeah. But it's those moments where it's like, okay, well, the WWE draws you back in because here he is watching again. So that's proof that anything can happen in the WWE.
Yeah, I went on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, hiatus, exactly. And just like wrestlers take hiatuses. I mean, Michaels has done it. Austin has done it. The Rock has done it. Well, I can't say John Cena because the guy's just all there, balls to the wall every day, every show. But I mean, everybody has took their break.
To be honest with you, the reason why I started watching wrestling again is from hearing Bret Hart talk about the newer guys and like everything that's going on and how he likes it.
Yep.
And I love Bret. Like,
yeah,
Bret
he was his favorite wrestler of all time.
Bret is like
the legendary.
Yeah, when I met him, it was so crazy that I went up to Bret Hart and I just couldn't speak any words at all.
Nothing could come out?
Yeah, remember when I told you that story?
Yep, yeah. That was awesome.
I went up to him and I was so silent that he's like, "Do you want a name on this autograph?"
Shit.
Yeah, and then we started to talk after that, but I went into a little detail about Survivor Series '92.
Yep.
With Bret actually, and we had a little bit of a conversation. It was really cool to talk with him, and then to hear him on podcasts and
go
into detail about the new guys and what he thinks about them made me think, you know what? Since I love this guy so much, since he's my favorite wrestler in the world,
yep, bar none,
I'm gonna exactly, yeah. I'm gonna go check this out again.
Yeah.
And then I started watching wrestling again, and I love what they're doing with it.
Yeah, and they really are. Like I said, we'll tell you when they're doing good.
Really good job.
They're doing good. And I mean, they're keeping the storylines going, the flow's there, everything's adding up. So he gives it 9.5. I give it 9 out of 10. We've gone 43 minutes into this video.
What? Really?
43 minutes and 58 seconds. And it seemed like it was 10 minutes. I thought I was just getting started.
Imagine when we do the reviews of the old ones.
My God. We're going to be bouncing back like there's no tomorrow.
It's going to be crazy.
I mean, I know the limit here on YouTube is 1 hour, and we're almost on that 1 hour right now.
We're going to have like 3 videos. Right. 3 parts when we do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Chapters. It's going to be chapters.
Yeah.
It's going to be sequences.
Like a book. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Once again, I want to thank Russ for coming on to the episode and the special guest here on Sean's Entertainment. And once again, if you
as you know, everybody wanted me back on.
Yep.
So I'm back here.
Once again, backed by popular demand. And if you want him featured each and every week for Raw reviews and pay-per-view reviews, once again, show your support, like the video, subscribe, and leave your comments. And not only voice your opinions about Raw and what you liked and what you didn't like, but also talk about what you liked from what we talked about. Do you think that we click? Do you think it's good? Like I said, we got a great response last night. Yeah. Last night, the response, I mean, I'm looking at the video right now. Where is it? 12,791 views from the review of Battleground. I can only assume that this video is going to do just as good. Now, obviously, it's not a pay-per-view, so it probably won't get to 12,000, but I'm imagining...
It was as good as a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was as good as a pay-per-view.
It was. You guys really need to...
Exactly. Here's the other thing. Take this video and share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Share it on the entire internet.
And remember, wonderjunkie.bandcamp.com.
Yep. Once again, I will post the link. And once again, just like last night, ladies and gentlemen, here on Sean's Entertainment, we show you, we tell you exactly, we keep you in the know, like the new segment I started today, in the know, what is going on and what's transpiring. And what's going on right now is we got Russ, we got Sean's view, we got the Raw review, and Raw, like I said, you have to go watch it, and awesome. It was one to be seen, to be believed.
Thanks for having me on the show, Sean. Again.
Awesome times, bud. Great talk, and we'll see you next week on the Raw review.
See you guys later.
Subscribe.